Service guarantees citizenship. Perhaps the confusion between predator and prey arises from their individual perspectives on the question of being eaten. They see the problem from opposite sides. Pandora versus slogans run. In other words, the left perceives being eaten as a way of metaphorically infecting their opponent, come teacher, while the right thinks this is a dark line of questioning. When the problem of being eaten all the time can be viewed from afar, over long periods of time, infection can be imagined as a tool to leash one's predator. Imagine this as a last hope. Through the structure of play, for humans also the story, we tame and merge into our predators, taking them over, becoming parasitic, or at least connected. Our memories merge. This is the tale of a man versus a wolf, Beowulf, microbes and waveforms, individual patterns resonating throughout time and space. For the right, it is important to note here that this is serious business. Even to the author, it is rude to suggest we should conduct our government, our families, our lives in the same patterns as a mold, or a tree, or a dog. But it costs so little to entertain the idea, so let's press on. Daft and rude then. You see, fingered all along. The wolf thinks the mouse is food. The mouse thinks it controls the wolf. The wolf thinks the food is playing. Sure, they both say, until one is hungry. When the wolf is hungry, she eats the mouse. When the mouse is hungry, he is eaten. When the dog is wet, he shakes. We are at the point of the game where, via the internet, we know at least one of us is hungry. Some say this is necessary, the only way. We know the way. We need to conserve and march far to live fully. The other says, no, read some Hegel, we need to serve. At this point we arrive at a potential predator-prey relationship. In the example above, both parties believe they are correct, and in a way they both are, even though one is eating the other. So to pass the time while they disagree on who is eating whom, they agree to play, both thinking that this is a prelude to a meal. But the tables turn, and it gets vicious. Exhausted after hours of fighting, the fox and the dog lay down. The mouse says, "Good games. I think the fox won," and they lived happily ever after. Some millennia later, the fox ate both the dog and the mouse, but by then they didn't seem to mind, for they had learned to sleep in each other's bellies. Haraway's thoughts on digestion highlight this predator-prey misunderstanding nicely, and certainly in a more gracious manner than I can begin to attempt here. Namely, I doubt she would get much mileage from the terms predator or prey. I use them for entertainment value only. Nonetheless, I think the question is a matter of dimension and perspective. This is where some of the stickiness arises. It sounds a bit like hokey-pokey, but we are getting into the fundamentals. Some believe that just like we have 3 dimensions, there are even more. For example, time can be understood as the 4th dimension. HVD, fractals, computer games, target, topic, HTML5. These cannibals generally read as chefs, but then there are those who say, no, those people are valuable, they do the cooking. It's all here. The problem is finding it. We have enough resources. If it matters, it exists, it is matter. This is where I tell you to invest in virtual stocks, because value will be traded in how much glue you can put on the table to feed it to the 3D printer. I opt for diamonds and gold as my currency. We must agree collections can be maintained by organizations in a profitable manner. Most Canada Council funded artist-run centers in Canada could, for example, experiment with the following strategy. Begin a collection. In turn, once it accumulates to a sizable mass, say 10 grams, it can be profitably stored at site. A touch of heuristics here. This of course generates a cost, which could be borne by the organization's membership. Much like a resolution to borrow, this transaction could be protected by structures in the organization's constitution, bylaws, and subsequent loan agreements. There is no need to keep anything on site, as long as we know where it is, that we can get it, and that it is securely indexed. The gallery can own a collection and have an empty space, kind of like a Harry Potter, or a video store, or a